Did a Facebook survey on which bullet to use for tonight's West Texas hunt. The winner by one vote is the 143 grain Hornady ELD-X. Today is Friday, June the 15th, 2018. Got back from Chicago 2 nights ago. It was a successful trip, minus a cold that I picked up and a minor concussion. But I'll talk about that later. Heading out to West Texas, one of my favorite places to go. We're hunting with my buddy Ron, who built me an awesome pig pipe that I've got out on my property, and that thing seems to be doing rather well. I've noticed recently there's a bunch of guys that are getting into the reloading game with their 6.5 Creedmoor. A common mistake that I'm seeing over and over again are folks that are posting pictures of their incredible groups at 100 yards, and I'm talking 0.75 inches all the way down to clover size 0.125 inch groups, and then they're asking everyone's opinion online on which load they should use in order to develop a good round. The problem is this: you don't need to be loading for accuracy, you really need to be loading for velocity. Now, if all you're doing is developing a hunting round under 400, 500 yards for the 6.5 Creedmoor, ignore everything that I'm saying and load for accuracy, and you'll be able to down that animal that you're hunting for. But once you start shooting into what I call the upper ordnance of that caliber, and in my experience, we're talking 600-700 yards, any wind deflection that causes that bullet to stray off, if you've got, let's say, a 40 FPS velocity change, you're going to be scratching your head day and night trying to figure out why that bullet's tracing off. And with those type of velocity changes, you're never going to be able to get that bullet within 2 or 3 rounds, or that shot within 2 or 3 rounds. If you want more information on this, read Brian Litz's book called Applied Ballistic. He is literally the PhD doctor, NASA guru when it comes to ballistic information. So much so that he has a Litz formula on correcting ballistic coefficient. So read his information. I'll post the information below. And I got to kill a hog tonight with a bullet that I've loaded to proper velocity. Hopefully we'll kill us a hog and maybe a coyote. Y'all check out this field I'm going to be hunting over. And the tower blind is that monstrosity over there. Supposedly I've got 75 yards to the feeder behind me. The wind's blowing perfectly crossways, so anything comes out here, it's gonna die tonight. I had barely got settled into my stand around 8:30 when I heard a branch break to my right. I turned on my Pulsar Apex thermal, and I couldn't believe this monster boar would come out in broad daylight. That's the first hog I ever called to stop. It's only 9 o'clock. Ron and Richard were hunting on the east side of the property. Exactly 15 minutes after I shot my monster boar, the sounder of about 10 or 12 showed up. While Ron and Richard were working a countdown sequence, these 2 nice-sized boars strolled in, and we'll pick up the action from here. Okay. Yeah.
I got mine. You got yours. Well, we got 3. I got the little one running. Did you get it too? He ain't getting up now. We both hit it.
Hang on, I gotta get that other one over.
Huh?
I'm gonna get that one flopping back there. Not no more.
4 hogs were shot, but they were only able to recover 3. They packed up for the night and were back at the camp by 10 p.m. Since my first boar died in the open field, I decided to see if any hogs would show up at the feeder. At 11:15, the sounder of 8 showed up, and you'll notice that the thermal recognition is very coarse. The wind started constantly blowing around 18 to 20 miles per hour. There's a lot of West Texas dirt on this property that was blurring the thermal image, and we'll pick up the action from here. Well, I tried to double. I tried to double up on some hogs, but unfortunately the brain of this little sow stopped the 143 grain ELD-X bullet. My first boar taped in at over 45 inches, weighing over 250 pounds. Richard's boar weighed in at 220 pounds, and Ronsa weighed in at 180 pounds. We had an awesome night of hunting, with 5 confirmed hogs recovered and 6 shot. This is my first West Texas trophy hog. I have no doubt we're going to pull off a 300-pound hog off this property. Thanks to Ron and Richard for the invitation, and stay tuned for my next adventure. And hey Ron, I owe you a pig pipe.